Basically what you're doing here is you're building a foundation of posts that are evergreen, that come back over and over. You can recycle them, and that do really well. So the first foundation stone of that is what I call stand-alone tips. So you take your business and you write 50 or 100 different 120-character tips. And they're standalone. They have nothing that don't require any other information to get right. And so each one of them then has a link afterwards that says more tips, ? And a shortened URL. When someone clicks on that, they go to a squeeze page. That squeeze page has a video on it that says, hey, if you just came from one of my tips on Twitter, if you would like more tips just like this, sign up right here in the box and I'll send you some tips every day. And what that does then is it builds an opt-in list, and it enables you to post into advance all these tips, and you don't have to be doing it every single day.
All right, we want to thank Don for joining us for that interview. Again, if you want to hear the rest of the interview, there's several more awesome strategies that he shared. I mean, we got to the end of that interview, and the traffic attraction formula students were on the call live and in the chat, and they were just begging him to keep going and giving more strategies because they were writing them all down. So you can get that inside the Academy. If you're not yet an Academy member, you can check out and get a risk-free trial at freeaudiogift.com. If you'd like to get more great content from Don, you can go to internetbusinessmastery.com/social media. All right, we just have a couple breakthroughs to share with you. Actually, it's one big breakthrough, but it's two different Internet Business Mastery students. I was thrilled yesterday when I was going through iTunes, just checking out some podcasts and things. I went to the business section, and right there at the top were two of our Internet Business Mastery students, both of which who have been interviewed here on the show, both Pat Flynn and Maren Kate, who recently launched their own shows and put them inside of iTunes, were featured as new and noteworthy, both in the business and in the marketing category. So they're getting some great traction and exposure right now through iTunes. So we want to give them a big congratulations, not only on launching their shows, but also on being featured inside of iTunes. So Pat's show is called Smart Passive Income, and Maren's show is called Escaping the 9 to 5. So you can find those both in iTunes. Congratulations to both of you.
Yeah, congratulations. That's incredibly exciting, but don't beat our show. No, just kidding. This is awesome. We love to see that you guys are doing, again, what you love and doing so well with it. Awesome.
It's time for the Internet Business Quick Tip.
All right, in this quick tip, we're actually going, in a way, this is kind of a throwback. I believe this is like kind of related to one of the very first quick tips we ever gave years ago, but because it's been so long, I was reminded of this recently. I mean, sometimes I take for granted this particular tool or method or technique that we use, because recently I was kind of working with a friend who does some internet business as well, and they were kind of seeing how I map things out and strategize things, and I'm like, wow, what is this mind mapping stuff that you're using? What is this program? And we've talked about mind maps a lot, I know, in the past, and maybe it's been a little while since I mentioned them. But again, just something I kind of take for granted. But on a daily basis, we use mind maps not only for meeting agendas, but for keeping track of tasks, for planning out. I was planning out a launch yesterday. Every launch has been planned out in a mind map first. Every episode is planned out in a mind map. We did a new piece of content earlier this morning. It was planned out in a mind map. So just lots of stuff starts with the mind map. And it's just because it's so easy when it comes to how our minds work for moving ideas around. And it's kind of something you have to experience, I guess, to really grasp why it works so well. But it's just for years now something that we've used. And so I want to actually mention 3 different mind mapping tools, because people immediately ask this. The one that we use is called MindJet, but it's definitely, not cheap, and probably not the place to start until you really know that you're full on, committed to mind mapping. And one of the big reasons we use MindJet is we can collaborate with it and just lots and lots of features. However, if you want to just start out small, the thing that we recommend is one called FreeMind. So if you Google FreeMind, you'll find that it's free. It's an open source project that somebody put together, and so that can work on both PC and Mac. And it's a great place to kind of dabble around with the mind mapping thing. If you happen to be in a business partnership or need to be able to collaborate, or if you want to be able to access it from anywhere on the web, kind of like you do Google Docs or things like that, then MindMeister, and that's MindMeister. It's kind of the German Meister thing. MindMeister. Actually, I think it's a German company that made it too. They have online mind mapping, and you can do collaborations, and they have an iPhone app as well for you to be able to access your mind maps that way. And before we were big MindJet users, we actually, back in the original launch of the Academy, the whole Academy, all of the content was outlined in MindMeister. That used to be how we did it till we fully converted over to MindJet. So you can check any of those three out depending on what your needs are. FreeMind is a great free place to start. MindMeister if you need the online or the collaborative, and MindJet when you're ready to go all the way and to kind of get the mother of all mind mapping programs. Give those a look.
And that was actually the way I did it. I started with FreeMind and moved on up through the way we're telling now. And by the way, certainly we'll have links in the show notes of this for these different sites. But also I wanted to mention that if you'd like to see these mind maps in if you'd like to see these mind maps in action, you can go to internetbusinessmastery.com, click on the video link, and you'll see there's a couple of different video posts that we have that use mind maps. One is making goals worth something, and then there's another one that says getting started with MindJet mind map software. Those are just a couple that you can look at, and I think we show how we do our goals through it. I mean, I do all my personal stuff through it. Any sort of personal projects I do that take more than just 2 steps, I mind map it all out, like I said, including goals. So definitely go to internetbusinessmastery.com. Click on the video link navigation bar at the top, and you'll definitely be able to see how we use this. Now, if you'd like dozens of other resources such as this one, you can find them in the Internet Business Mastery Academy, along with video tutorials showing you exactly how we use them. To get a 30-day no-risk trial membership to the Internet Business Mastery Academy, visit freeaudiogift.com. That's it for this episode of Internet Business Mastery. Until next time, we wish you ultimate success in your internet business.
You've been listening to the iconoclasts of the 9 to 5 and the purveyors of freedom and fulfillment, Sterling and Jay. Sterling and Jay invite you to discover one of their most popular audio programs ever. The 3 pillars of designing your ultimate internet lifestyle. Visit freeaudiogift.com now and sign up for the free weekly Internet Business Mastery email newsletter. And you'll get instant access to this life-changing audio presentation, pulled directly from the content of the acclaimed Internet Business Mastery Academy membership community. Go now to freeaudiogift.com. Internet Business Mastery. Free your mind.